Hello, fellow Treeleafers. My teacher Taigu has asked me to speak to you today about the question, what is the Sangha? Now, I'd like to thank Taigu for asking me, and I'd like to thank Taigu and Jondo for giving me this opportunity to speak to my fellow Treeleafers. Please, thank you for indulging a humble Unsui in training. So, what is the Sangha? This is one of the three treasures, of course, to start at the beginning. When the Buddha achieved enlightenment, he first of all considered practicing alone, but ultimately and quite quickly decided to walk out into the world, engage in the world, and share his great awakening with all sentient beings. And that's what he did, and therein was the Sangha started. The Sangha, of course, is defined in many different ways, and I'd like to explore a quite inclusive definition of it in the few minutes I have here. The Sangha, of course, in the older tradition is the monastic order. It is the nuns, the monks, that first initially gathered around Shakyamuni and then grew into the first generations of Buddhist followers. That definition, of course, the monastic order was always supported by the lay community. So a more generous definition of Sangha is one that includes the monastic order and the lay community as well. The monastic order, of course, relying on the support of the lay community to continue to exist in this visible world. So this initial understanding of Sangha seems to me to include Buddhist followers, those that follow the way as set out by Shakyamuni, and those that have taken the precepts or those that have not, but do understand that the way is the way of Shakyamuni Buddha. So this is the Sangha, the Buddhist followers, and within the wider Buddhist Sangha, of course, you have the Mahayana, the Theravadan, you have all the shades within each of those two traditions and all the manifestations of the way. But I'd like to extend that definition of Sangha a little bit in these few minutes. I went for a run this morning out near where I live. The River Dodder is near me here in Dublin City, here in Ireland, and unbelievably I saw in this city river this morning a fish jump. A fish jumped up into the air, out of the water, and dived down again. And as the fish entered the water, a concentric circle of spread out from the fish's point of entry back into the water. And as I ran by, I didn't see the fish resurface, but I did see the concentric circles move out, hit the edge, the banks of the river on either side, and come back in again. And this, for me, this morning, offers an image of the Sangha. The Sangha starts with one person, myself, yourself, one individual, and we see the universe. We are the universe experiencing itself through our eyes in our Dharma location, in the place that we find ourselves, in the time that we find ourselves. Now, you might think, how can you have Sangha with one person? Well, within us is, of course, the multitude. We know this because of the different sides and shades of our personalities. We know this because we have debates with ourselves. Sometimes we're good and sometimes we're bad, to use very simplistic terms. So we're complex people, and within ourselves there is a conversation, there is a Sangha. Within our psychology, within our mind, within our makeup. W.B. Yeats, the Irish poet, referred to poetry as a conversation with the self, and indeed that's what goes on within us at all times. So the Sangha starts with ourselves and with our conversation with ourselves. but we do not exist, and we cannot exist separate from the rest of reality. So we go out into reality, and this is the community, and we engage with the community, not only the Buddhist community, but all sentient beings, And in this book, in the Buddha's words, sections from the Pali Canon, Bhikkhu Bodhi, in his introduction, talks about Sangha. I find it interesting. Community, he's talking about, I use this word to refer broadly to both the Sangha, the monastic order, and the civil society in which any branch of the monastic order must be rooted. From the Nikayas, it is clear that while the Buddha principally aimed at guiding people toward moral and spiritual progress, he was fully aware that their capacity for moral and spiritual development depends upon the material conditions of the society in which they live. He acutely realized that when people are mired in poverty and oppressed by hunger and want, they will find it hard to hold to a path of moral rectitude. The sheer pain of hunger and the need to ward off the elements and provide for their families will compel them to stoop to types of behaviour they would avoid if they could obtain fair employment and adequate remuneration for their services. Thus he saw the provision of economic justice is integral for social harmony and political stability. So this ties into our engaged in charitable practice, with which Jundo is encouraging us to commit to. That as followers of the way, we have to go out and engage. We have to get off the zafu. So this is the concentric circle going out. Starts with the self, engaging with the wider society, and bringing the practice to life through the precepts, and how those precepts are manifested in our relations with other people. This concentric circle I want to finish with stops with inanimate objects, and for Dogen, all existence is in fact the Sangha in some sense. Mountains and Waters Sutra. Mountains and waters right now actualize the ancient Buddha expression. Each abiding in its condition unfolds its full potential, because mountains and waters have been active since before the empty eon. They are alive at this moment, because they have been the self since before form arose. They are emancipation actualized. Dogen in the Waters and River Sutra sees all of existence, inanimate as well, as in a sense being part of this Sangha. So my concentric circle that I referred to earlier goes out and stops there, hits back and comes back into, through society, from all existence through society back into the self. And in fact there is no separation. The circle is a very common motif in Zen, and so I'm just really utilizing a very old image, of course. And this circle it doesn't have parts. It is seamlessly all one. So this is an extended, I suppose, understanding that I'm offering of Sangha. Sangha, of course, is alive for us in Treeleaf and in the support we offer each other in our day-to-day lives and in our practice, as we inspire each other like trees growing together to grow taller. So thank you for indulging my thoughts today, and thanks to Taigo and Jondo for allowing me to talk. So on behalf of my teachers and with all my fellow Sangha, shall we sit with that?